So it seems like it's actually happening. It seems like Kathleen Kennedy is actually leaving Lucasfilm. It seems like the fans are actually going to get what they wanted ever since the release of The Last Jedi. We realized a long time ago that Kathleen Kennedy just isn't a good fit to be the president of Lucasfilm, and it's taken the Disney higher-ups a long time to realize this, but it seems like they finally have. According to multiple reports, Kathleen Kennedy is actually already out at Lucasfilm, but because she's so well connected in Hollywood, they're not going to come out and tell us that she's fired, that she's not the president of Lucasfilm anymore. They'll probably end up promoting her just to get her out of the way, because you can't fire someone who's that connected in Hollywood. For one, they know too much, and if they did fire Kathleen Kennedy, she would probably just expose a bunch of them. She seems like the type of person to do that. And for two, she's a woman, and that would ruin their narrative completely, especially if they hire Jon Favreau in her place, which is the rumor. And I don't really know how I feel about Jon Favreau being the new president of Lucasfilm. I'll talk about that in a different video. Let's get into the reports of Kathleen Kennedy actually being out at Lucasfilm. There's a lot of these reports. I am only going to go over one of them, but I'll mention the other ones here and there. But just know this isn't just one source leaking this information. This is multiple sources claiming the same exact thing. Kathleen Kennedy is out at Lucasfilm right now, and at this very moment, the president spot at Lucasfilm is vacant. But like I said, they'll never let that be known to the general public because she is too well connected, because she is too rich. The report that I am going to talk about in this video is the Overlord DVD one, where he claims to have multiple sources telling him the same exact thing. I think we could all kind of infer that some big changes are happening at Lucasfilm right now just because of the current events. I started realizing when they went silent on social media for 2 weeks, started re-releasing the Legends books. They re-released Republic Commando with an HD port. They re-released that Ewok movie on Disney Plus, and that's just so unlike Disney to lean into that old content. Why all of a sudden are they re-releasing all this old stuff? This entire time that they've owned Star Wars, they've been trying to let the past die, and they've been actively killing it. So why all of a sudden is there this huge change in philosophy of how to go about Star Wars content? And at the very same time as this philosophy change, there's a huge social media silence, a longer silence than we've seen in a very long time. I don't even know if we've ever seen them go silent on social media for 2 straight weeks. That's pretty crazy for Star Wars, especially when there's a lot of Star Wars news to tweet about, to post on Instagram about. We have the Bad Batch coming out in only a few weeks, and they're not even pushing it that hard. Something's going on, and that's exactly what Doomcock says in his report. Overlord DVD source says they had been quiet because Kathleen Kennedy's people are running scared. So that's referring to the social media silence. Overlord DVD source claims that they're silent on social media because Kathleen Kennedy's people are running scared. The source also says, I would bet they had been told to shut up. They know this is the end. It is pretty crazy how the same time that Star Wars goes silent on social media, all the employees for Star Wars do the same. We know how much Pablo Hidalgo loves Twitter, and he's been completely silent on social media at the same time that the Star Wars accounts were. It's just strange. He learned from another source that Disney told everyone at Lucasfilm that any post made on social media that has content that Disney does not approve of gives Disney grounds to separate them from the company. So maybe Pablo Hidalgo and all the other Lucasfilm employees are just a little bit scared to post on social media right now. Maybe Disney implemented some really strict social media policies and no one really knows what they can post right now. Maybe that's the case. Disney also made their employees turn in their phones and show their social media accounts. This policy doesn't go into effect until Monday, April 19th, so it doesn't really explain the Star Wars social media silence. It could kind of explain the silence, because like I said, maybe the employees are just too scared to post anything right now because of how strict the new social media policies are going to be. And if you had to turn in your phone in a few days, you probably didn't want anything going on Twitter that you didn't want them to see. So it's reasonable to believe that that's why people are silent on social media. But that still doesn't explain the Star Wars accounts being silent. It doesn't explain all the other current events that are going on right now. And if you just use logic, you would know that something is changing at Lucasfilm, that there's big changes going on. All you have to do is use your brain the smallest amount and you can figure that out. And then the reports from Overlord DVD, some of the emails I'm getting, some of the leaks that are on Reddit, it just kind of confirmed that logical speculation that I and a lot of others had, that Kathleen Kennedy is leaving Lucasfilm. Kathleen Kennedy is no longer in charge of Star Wars as of right now. And now we're going to get into that part of the report. Overlord DVD claims that he got a random DM from someone in Germany claiming that he knows people who work for Disney, and he heard that Kathleen Kennedy is out and the head chair is vacant. I know Doomcock gets emails like this. I know he gets DMs like this all the time, and most of the time they're completely false. I myself get emails like this all the time as well. But what's extremely strange is I got an email that morning that Doomcock posted that video, and it was a couple hours before that video was even posted, saying that Kathleen Kennedy is in fact fired and that Jon Favreau is acting as the head of Lucasfilm until they find a new president. And they couldn't have just seen Doomcock's video and copied and pasted what he said in his video, because like I said, it was a couple hours before Doomcock posted his video. When I read the email, I texted ABJ and I just told him about it because it was pretty interesting. I wasn't gonna make a video on it or anything. I don't make videos based on emails that I get because most of them are completely wrong, and they're either trying to bait me into making a certain type of video or they're just lying for fun or whatever reason it is. But I was never gonna make a video based on a single email that I got. But when I texted ABJ about it, he told me that Doomcock posted a video on the same thing a couple hours after I got the email. So Doomcock is claiming that he has multiple sources telling him the same thing. They have other people reporting the same exact thing that Doomcock is, and I'm getting emails even before all those reports came out. I don't know if this is 100% true, but all I'm saying is where there's smoke, there's fire, and things are going to change. The guy that DM'd Doomcock from Germany also said that the people asking about Kathleen Kennedy's job and Gina Carano's firing have made an impression on Disney, and it caused them to make some changes in Lucasfilm. So pretty much what we've done on Star Wars social media, all the comments that we've left under under the Star Wars YouTube videos, the fact that Star Wars can't post on any social media site without getting ratioed. Not only that, but the people asking about Gina Carano, the people asking about Kathleen Kennedy in the investor call, everything that we've all done to bring attention to this topic, it's actually paid off. Disney has seen the fans, Disney has heard the fans, and they're actually going to make changes to please the fans, or they're at least going to do their best. So all the people who are laughing at us for ratioing the Star Wars YouTube channel, leaving all those comments about Gina Carano, about the Forbes article, calling us a cult, calling us man babies, calling us all that stuff that they always say. Once Kathleen Kennedy is fired, once we actually know that officially, which I don't know how long that's going to be in the future, because like I said, they don't usually fire people who are that connected. But once that actually happens, once people actually know for sure that she's not running Lucasfilm anymore, it's going to be a really good feeling to be able to laugh in those people's faces. Doomcock then reached out to his other sources who have all heard the same thing. So Doomcock said he reached out to 3 different sources who said they all heard the same thing, that Kathleen Kennedy is already out at Lucasfilm. She's already not running Star Wars anymore. Maybe she's running some other Lucasfilm projects. Maybe she's overseeing Indiana Jones. She's no longer overseeing Star Wars. Maybe that's the loophole. Maybe they'll give Jon Favreau the head creatively at Star Wars and make sure that Kathleen Kennedy has nothing to do with Star Wars anymore. Maybe she'll be the head of Lucasfilm still officially, but only oversee the other Lucasfilm projects that aren't Star Wars. I would be okay with that. While I wish she was just gone altogether, because I don't want her ruining any other property. Like, she's going to ruin Indiana Jones. I don't want that to happen to any franchise, but if Star Wars is safe, then I'm happy. If that's the compromise that we have to make for Kathleen Kennedy to never touch another Star Wars project, then I'm okay with making that compromise. Like I said, if Doomcock reached out to 3 sources that he trusts in Hollywood, he even said that one of them is his most trusted source. If he heard that from 3 trusted sources in Hollywood, and a lot of other people are reporting this, even I got an email a couple hours before Doomcock posted his video. I'm sure a lot of other YouTubers got that email too. I'm sure a lot of other YouTubers got emails from different people saying the same thing. If all of these people are reporting this, once again, where there's smoke, there's fire. And honestly, I believe it to be 100% true. Doomcock also said that the Reddit leak is from the Kennedy camp, making her imminent departure not look as bad. So that Reddit leak that I covered on my channel a couple videos ago, it was very Kathleen Kennedy apologetic. It definitely did try to make Kathleen Kennedy look better than she actually is. It said that there's no civil war within Lucasfilm and that Jon Favreau and Kathleen Kennedy actually have a great relationship. And it said that Kathleen Kennedy actually wants Jon Favreau to take over her job when she retires, which I don't believe for a second, because after Kathleen Kennedy pushes the Force is female, she has Force diversity in all her stories every chance she gets. She wants a white male to take over her spot. I don't believe that for a second. Also, that Reddit leak said that there's no civil war within Lucasfilm, and then it goes on to say that there's factions within Lucasfilm who want Star Wars to go off in different directions. So pretty much insinuating that there's a civil war, but also saying there's no civil war, because what I mean by a civil war is exactly what they described in that leak. You have 2 factions, or maybe even more, who have different philosophies on Star Wars. We've got John and Dave who want to focus on storytelling. We've got Kathleen Kennedy's faction who just want to push an agenda, but it seems like the John and Dave faction has finally won, and it seems like Kathleen Kennedy is out at Lucasfilm. Let me know what you think in the comments about these leaks, about these reports. For 1, do you believe these leaks? And for 2, do you like the idea of Jon Favreau taking over for Kathleen Kennedy, whether that's in a temporary role or a permanent role? Let me know what you think in the comments. If you want to support the channel, check out all of the new merch that I just dropped. The link to that will be in the description. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. If you want to follow me on Twitter or join the Discord, both of those links will be in the description as well. Thank you for watching the video. I hope to see you on the next one.